It is Good Friday, and I'm standing at what I call the hanging tree outside the old county jail in Statesville. No persons were actually hanged here, but it was here that the gallows were erected to hang people in public executions. On this day of crucifixion, we must not disconnect the death of Jesus from what Salvadoran martyr Ignacio de la Curia calls the crucified peoples of history. As for our own history, Black theologian James Cone, in his last book, places the cross alongside the lynching tree. In the lynching era of America, 1880 to 1940, over 5,000 persons were executed, lynched, black persons. Lynchings were one part carnival and one part revival service. Christian hymns like the Old Rugged Cross were sung. Sometimes thousands gathered to watch this spectacle of hate. Parents brought their children. Photographers took photographs and then sold them as souvenirs. In one part of the South at one time, there was a lynching every 4 days. These extra-legal killings were sanctioned by a culture of white supremacy. They still are. The slayings of Ahmaud Arbery and James Floyd and Breonna Taylor have reminded us this year of the expendability of black bodies in America. Tragically, the white church in America has contributed to the culture of white supremacy. In Robert Jones' book, White Too Long, he documents his careful and comprehensive research that finds that the single greatest determiner of racialized attitudes in America is whether you identify as a white Christian. More than age, income, where you live, or education. The white church in America has been an incubator of white supremacy. Such is why we need to place the cross alongside the lynching tree. At the cross, Jesus placed his life along the suffering of the innocent and the crucified peoples of the world. Which is why today I'm at the hanging tree. Most of all the people hanged at this place in public execution were black persons. In 1878, a black man was executed, accused of raping a white woman. On the gallows here, he exclaimed, "I am innocent of this charge." The last public hanging here was 25 years later, 1903. He was also a black man, accused of killing a white woman who lived near Cool Springs. His arrest, trial, conviction, and hanging happened over a 24-hour period, about the same length of time for Jesus' arrest and trials and conviction and crucifixion. When this man was hanged, raucous crowds gathered around in the street and from rooftops and buildings nearby to watch. The crowd tore down the curtain that was put up to hide him while he died, so they could watch him die. While Jesus was dying on the cross in his public execution, he said words that have changed lives and the life of the world. Praying, he said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." That forgiveness has flowed ever since, and to us all. None of us ever knowing the full extent of our wrongs and the harm we have done. It flows anyway. It is this "Father, forgive" that redeems this day, and is why we can call this day Good Friday.